Welcome all to this modules of understanding business. Business, which plays an important role in the economy, how it helps an economy to grow, it helps in the infrastructure development, how it helps in each and every sphere of our daily lives. Let us go into the details of each and everything which is related with business. We start with first thing is to understand what business is all about. There are many definitions which have been given in business, but business is basically concerned with the economic activity which includes exchange, purchase, sales or production of goods and services with a motive to earn profit and satisfy the needs of the customers. Business can be both ways, profit making and non-profit organization that functions to gain profits to achieve a social cause in the society for the upliftment or maybe for certain cause which is going to affect the society. When we talk about business as an economic activity, which is basically done for achieving profits, there are a number of definitions which can be taken or maybe quoted. I'll quote B.O. Wheeler, who says, business is an institution organized and operated to provide goods and services to society under the incentive of private gain. When we see it from the point of view of economic activity. Then the next thing is to understand that what are the different features which will be associated with business. When we say business is an economic activity that which includes purchase, sales of goods or rendering services to earn money, means you are doing certain activity in which you are earning or getting money. It is not concerned with the achievement of social and emotional objective. And you can take the example of a wholesaler who sells goods to the retailer and retailer sells his goods to the customer. Manufacturing or procurement of services and goals. Before offering goods to the consumer for consumption, it should be manufactured or procured by businesses. The purpose is to ensure that if you are offering services, then you need to procure those people who are going to give that service. Or if you're producing a good or if you're selling a product, then you need to manufacture that. So business and enterprises convert the raw material into finished products or finished goods. Organizations also procure finished goods and services from the producers to meet the needs of the customers in the market, because that is also business. Goods can be consumer goods like sugar, pen, ghee, etc. Capital goods, which include machinery, furniture, service like transportation, banking, etc. For example, individual retailers buys the toffees or maybe any household item from the wholesaler in a specific quantity and sell it to the final customer or consumer. Exchange or sale of goods and services for the satisfaction of human needs. The third very important element or feature of business. Because every business activity includes an exchange or maybe a transfer of service and goods to earn value or money. Producing goods for the goal of personal consumption is not included in business activity. So there should be the process of sale and exchange of goods or services exist among the seller and the buyer. It can be simple that a person who is doing certain thing for his own consumption, like suppose I'm basically cooking for myself or my family, that is something not regarded as business. But when I'm cooking food and basically selling it to a restaurant or maybe to a tiffin service, then that is business. Dealing with goods and services on a recurring basis, that means on continuous basis. Every business rendering either services or goods should deal in business reoccurring with on nature. A one-time sale is not to be considered as a business activity. So if you are doing certain things again and again, like once you sell a item which you are not using on OLX or any other site, then that is not business. But when you are doing that consecutively for getting money or for in exchange for value, which is in terms of money, then definitely it's business. Profit earning. See, the major motive or the purpose of doing business is profit. We will see that they're not doing charity, they're not working for, if they're not as working as an NGOs or a non-profit organization, then definitely they are there to earn profits through the goods that they produce, or maybe through the produce, or maybe the services that they are rendering to the final consumer. So no business can last for long without making a profit. And the purpose to conduct the business is to earn profits and minimize the cost. For example, a business house tries to reduce the cost of production and the cost of raw material to earn high profit. Uncertainty of return, another very important element, because we don't know what is going to happen in future. The possibility of earning profit or loss is very uncertain and can't be anticipated by the entrepreneur or maybe the businessman himself. Therefore, we cannot say that there's not no risk involved. Definitely, business is run on risk. The next thing which comes into action are the different stages of business. How a business develops. What is the life cycle of a business? So the life cycle of a business, much like that of a human being, goes through many stages. Just like we are born, we mature or we grow, and then finally die. Similarly, the business also goes through a number of stages. The first stage is the startup or the birth stage. In this, the business is basically established. And many expectant, like entrepreneur is basically like a parent who devotes his massive time, amount of energy, money on an emotional quotient as well in the business. As soon as we acquire and invest time, money, and everything on business as a businessman or an entrepreneur, the next stage involves the growth stage. After the startup, a successful business often achieves a level of expanded capabilities from one product to a number of other products or byproducts of the same category. The company establishes a reputation, encounters increased demand, and stabilizes its business activity. This growth phase has its share of both issues and opportunities. The company may require an infusion of capital, either through taking on debt or selling off equity to meet increased demand. The company also usually encounters high sales total and better profit margins as it builds its viability to the market. Maturity phase or the full phase, you can say. Just as young people reach adulthood, a prosperous business also reaches a more mature stage during its life cycle. This increased capability encountered during the growth phase lead to the company in achieving a stable presence in its industry. At this stage, the owner no longer need to pour their energies to stay in every aspect of business. They can choose either to stay with the business or allow new management to take over its operation. And finally, the decline stage. So we have seen that one who is born will definitely have an end time. So the death of these business can be attributed to many factors, including poor management, government regulations, or change in the industry. During this stage, business often see declining sales, decreased profit, or steep losses. The company may fail or fall out and favor out with the customers, carry out high debts, or encounters cash flows issues. Any of these issues can lead to a company's eventually decline and closure. Why business is important? What is the needs of business? Business is a self-employment opportunity for a person to become self-independent and master of his ideas. It is not only beneficial to the owner, but also makes an impact on society by generating or creating employment opportunity. To get a detailed understanding of the importance of trading activities to the owner and the society, let us go through the following points. Revenue generation. It is a key to revenue generation for the business owner since it brings in profit and proves to be a source of income to the owner himself. Economic growth. It is essential for the economic growth of the country since high revenue means higher tax collection, improved standards of living. A country with more industrial units and companies experiences a high rate of employment and better living standards. Bulk production. Manufacturing units involves large-scale production which ultimately reduces the cost of production and people get a continuous supply of goods at a fair price. Innovation. It involves brainstorming and generation of new ideas which opens up the way for innovations and creativity. Generates employment. It is a long-term process which requires the human resource to function correctly, therefore it creates job opportunities. Market expansion. A good strategy and high customer satisfaction lead to a customer base aiming at market expansion.